Today we'll be talking about the tragedy on the Arkansas River, the collapse of the I-40 bridge, analyzing human error, systemic failures, and lessons learned. This incident not only highlights mechanical and structural vulnerabilities, but more importantly, it illustrates the critical role human factors play in complex, high-stakes environments. On May 26, 2002, a tugboat named Robert Y. Love was pushing two empty asphalt barges upstream when the captain lost consciousness. The unmanned towboat veered off course and struck a bridge support, causing a 503-foot section of the bridge to collapse. 8 passenger vehicles and 3 tractor-trailer combinations plunged into the Arkansas River. 5 were injured, and 14 souls were lost. The youngest victim was just 3 years old. Vehicles had no warning that the massive section of the bridge was missing. A bass fishing tournament was underway in the area, and fishermen nearby raced to help. One fisherman saw the bridge collapse, called 911, and then watched helplessly as 8 vehicles fell into the void. He was able to shoot a flare gun into the air as a warning. A man driving a semi on the bridge saw the flare and was able to stop on the bridge in time. He then used his jackknife tractor trailer to block traffic. EMS was on scene within 8 minutes. Bystanders and boaters were already engaged in rescue efforts. The National Transportation Safety Board completed a 2-year investigation of this Allison, which is maritime speak for a collision involving a moving vessel and a stationary vessel or structure. It was determined that Captain Joe Dedman had lost consciousness due to an abnormal heart rhythm. He had no medical history that indicated any health risk. He had no illegal drugs or alcohol in his system, and he had extensive towing experience, spanning over 30 years. In the 42 hours before the disaster, however, Captain Dedman had only slept for 10 hours, and it had been an erratic 10 hours, with 6.5 on, sometimes 3 off. The right before the accident occurred, his last sleep had been 5 hours prior, and this accident happened at 7:45 in the morning. The immediate cause, and this is a quotation from Captain Joe Dedman, from the National Transportation Safety Board official report on page 16. After the accident, the captain stated that his unconsciousness occurred all at once, and further stated, "I remembered looking out to the side of the buoy, which is what he was using as a visual guide, and then looking back at the bridge. And after that, I don't remember nothing." His first recollection after the Allison was being in a crouched position between the operator's chair, seen in the picture on the left, and the vessel console, and realizing that his head and arm were wet from the soft drink that he had placed on the console. Defining objectives here, our primary focuses are decision-making and vigilance on an individual level, organizational oversight and redundancy on a systemic level, human physiological factors such as fatigue, health, and medical strain. The concepts review situational awareness, organizational culture, human error taxonomy, and fatigue risk management. The first human factor we'll look at is the pair model. In this situation, we have people, the captain's medical condition and lack of redundancy, having someone else in the wheelhouse to take over in case of emergency. Environment, the river current was strong. There were visual distractions, the boaters, and then trying to see where they were going to line up in the flow. actions, no co-pilot protocol, no fail-safe navigations. And in resources, no alert systems were on the bridge or on the boat itself, insufficient training on medical events. The next human factor framework we'll look at is the Swiss cheese model. And here's 4 layers. Layer 1 is medical oversight. It was failed, latent. Layer 2, operational redundancy. No co-pilot or automated kill switch. Layer 3, real-time alerts. There was no bridge traffic system. Layer 4, emergency response delayed, motorist warnings. And the accident trajectory shows as we slipped through all of the defenses, and this tragically led to fatalities. For recommendations, we need to look at pilot medical oversight, require periodic cardiovascular screenings, redundancy, mandatory co-pilot or automated control overrides, bridge safety technology, install automated bridge traffic warning systems when structural integrity is compromised. Training. Emphasize human factors in marine operation certifications. Because this accident involved not only the maritime sector of the National Transportation Safety Board, but also the highway sector. Following the tragic I-40 bridge collapse at Webbers Falls, Oklahoma in 2002, the National Transportation Safety Board issued several safety recommendations aimed at preventing similar incidents in the future. The NTSB's investigation identified key safety concerns and provided specific recommendations to address them. And the first one is the towboat operator alert system. The NTSB recommended that the U.S. Coast Guard Research and Development Center evaluate the utility and effectiveness of wheelhouse alert systems on inland towing vessels to prevent accidents caused by operator incapacitation. A motorist warning systems. The NTSB suggested developing and implementing warning systems to alert motorists of bridge collapses and other hazards, ensuring timely notification to prevent accidents. Bridge protection measures. The NTSB recommended revising sufficiency ratings used to prioritize bridge rehabilitation and replacement, emphasizing the need for enhanced protection against potential collisions. Incapacitation procedures. The NTSB emphasized the importance of establishing procedures to address operator incapacitation, including the evaluation of alert systems and the development of guidelines to ensure continuous, safe operation. And they did implement and respond to these recommendations. The U.S. Coast Guard and American Waterways operators. These 2 entities collaborated to study bridge accidents and develop measures to improve safety, including the evaluation of alert systems and the establishment of safety management systems for towing vessels. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation, or ODOT for short, implemented protective measures for the bridges over navigable waters, including the installation of protective barriers and lighting to prevent collisions. In 2002, then Mayor Jewel Horn Hall lobbied for funding for a memorial, and she still organizes annual reunions. The picture on the left shows a rendition of the youngest child, the 3-year-old, that was tragically killed in this accident, holding a dove headed toward the sky. And on the right, we have the picture of a memorial area by where the accident happened. This incident aligns with key course concepts, especially in how system design and organizational culture affect individual performance. Though the towboat's pilot's health issue was unpredictable, that was coupled with the fact that his sleep pattern had been erratic in the last 42 hours prior to this accident. The absence of redundancy or system-level safeguards made this a systemic failure, not just an individual error. And ethically, this case was approached with care, focusing on facts and avoiding dramatization out of respect for the victims. And although the incapacitated pilot couldn't use the RPDM, responders and eyewitnesses, like the fisherman who tried to warn cars, likely used RPDM. They recognized danger, matched it to a past experience, and acted quickly with minimal deliberation. And the next slide, I have my references.